Hey guys, gonna be a little bit of a different video today. Not going to be on the ice at all, I'm not going to be fishing, but I will be sitting here at my desk telling you 5 things that I do to help me get more fish on the ice during this midwinter lull. With the first one being get off the beaten path, try some new spots. The second one being using a vertical style jig. The third one being adding a blade to the top of your bait. The fourth one being downsize, use smaller jig, spoon, bait, etc. And then the last one being using dead sticks and set lines. So I'm going to go more in depth to each one of those right now, and hopefully at the end of this video you guys will have some more knowledge that will help you guys catch more fish this winter. So the first one is get off the beaten path, try new spots. I'm sure you guys have heard this plenty of times from other YouTubers and anglers, but really it can't be stressed enough, and I don't think people do it enough. I know myself, I don't try new things as much as I want to, so definitely working on that. But go to spots where you've heard people of catching fish, fish being there, but you never really gone there to check it out or anything. Go try those spots. Another way to do this is to use your technology, using Google Earth to find bodies of water, around you that you didn't know were there. Using Navionics to find different holes and breaks, depths to search for fish. The Humminbird Fish Smart app is awesome, super detailed. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. The only downfall is to pay for every map for every lake, which can get a little spendy, but definitely worth the money if you're going to use it. And then the last one that I use quite a bit is Onyx Hunt. You can mark stuff, you can make tracks. I use this probably the most because it's all the features are amazing. But the biggest thing is, if you got a body of water somewhere landlocked, you want to get there, but you're not sure if you're going to be trespassing or not, pull up your Onyx, you can look. It'll show if it's privately owned, if it's publicly owned. If it's publicly owned, you're good to go. If it's privately owned, then you can go up to a homeowner and ask if it's okay to access the body of water through their land. They might say no, they might say yes, but definitely worth trying. So with that, getting off the beaten path, trying new things is a great way to get on new bites and find fish that you didn't know were there. So the second one, which has probably been the biggest one for me, most beneficial for me this winter, is using a vertical style jig. So here is a normal horizontal hanging tungsten jig, and now I'm going to show you what it looks like in the water. And here is a vertical style hanging jig. You can see that the eyelet is on top and it would hang like this. This is a Shrimpo from Custom Jigs and Spins, which has been my go-to. So now I will cut to a scene of that in the fish tank. Now that you've seen both of those, you can see that it's totally 100% different presentations. I don't know if that's just it or if it's the actual vertical style itself, but the vertical style hanging jig has helped me catch more fish this winter by far. Cool story. My buddy John and I, who you've seen in videos before, we were out ice fishing, sitting side by side, about noon, marking a bunch of fish. But neither of us could get fish to move, even bite. So I went on a limb, tied on one of these shrimpos. I only had one. Then within 5 minutes, I caught 2 12-inch crappies, and that bait caught me fish the rest of the day. So it's kind of turned into a confidence bait for me this midwinter. But I definitely think it's something that you want to try. If it doesn't work, you don't like it, that's fine. But I would definitely try it because it has definitely helped me catch more fish during this midwinter lull. The third one is going to be adding a blade at the top of your bait. I mostly do this with spoons. You can do it with, with jigs and stuff like that too. But here is a VMC tumbler spoon, and you can see all I've done is on that top split ring is added a blade to it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you what it looks like in the fish tank without the blade right now. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like with the blade in the fish tank. So it's kind of a similar thing with the vertical style jig. It's a different presentation, different way to show your bait to the fish. And like I said, I don't know if it's just a different presentation or if it's the actual presentation itself, but this will definitely help you catch more fish. So the fourth tip for today is going to be downsizing and using smaller and lighter jigs. Like the first tip, sure, you hear this a bunch from other people, but like I said before, I haven't done it enough. I've been doing it more, and it's been helping me catch more fish. One thing that I did hear from an angler on a podcast was to use the smallest jig possible that straightens your line out. So these shrimpos, like I was talking about before, are awesome because they come in some really, really small sizes. The biggest size they make is a 1/32. So that's kind of normal size weight for a jig, I guess, that you would use. But they also make them in 1/50th and 1/100th. So you can really downsize the size of the jig and get that weight down a lot. And I think the slower falling presentation they like a lot, and how it doesn't move so erratically and it's not as aggressive in the water. So I know you've heard it a bunch before, but go out and try it. Try you putting on the lightest jig that will straighten your line out, and I think that will help you catch more fish. So for my last tip today is going to be utilizing dead sticks and set lines. When it gets to the middle part of winter, oxygen levels are low. It's probably the coldest part of winter. Fish are getting really lethargic. They just don't want to bite anything that's moving sometimes, or that's being jigged. So we go to dead sticks, set lines, like tip ups and stuff. So on a dead stick, you just run like a normal hook on the bottom with a sinker, and you can use live minnows, dead minnows, live shiners, dead shiners. In the middle of the winter, dead bait might work a little bit better with how lethargic fish are, but try it out. If you're going to be using your rod for a dead stick, I wouldn't recommend just setting on the ice, because then that increases your chances tremendously for getting your rod pulled into the water, which nobody ever wants. So they make a bunch of different styles of rod holders. This one fits right onto a bucket. Set it on the bucket, put the rod in there, let it sit. They make rod holders that can clip on your shacks. They make ones that can sit on the ground. If you're going to be running dead stick with your rod, definitely recommend getting a rod holder. And then tip ups too. You can find a way to run tip ups for panfish. I've heard of people doing it, and I've heard of somebody who is, all he does is run tip ups, never ever jigs. He just has mastered tip ups completely. He's catching crappies and bluegills on them. But a cool story about the tip ups. So about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, myself, Jarn, who you've seen in videos, and Soto, who you've seen in videos, we took a trip to Mille Lacs for a long weekend, and we probably caught 3 or 4 fish jigging. Was not a lot, but we caught a bunch of fish on set lines, and that was the ticket for us, was set lines. Like I said, it's that middle part of winter. If the fish are lethargic, get your set lines out there if they're not biting on jigging, and see if that helps, because like I just told you, set lines was a ticket on Mille Lacs a few weeks ago, and if it wasn't for set lines, we would have caught 3 or 4 fish over the course of 4 days. So So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned a few things, have a few new things you want to try. Just to go over it again, get off the beaten path, try new things, try a vertical style jig, try adding a blade to the top of your spoons and baits, try downsizing using smaller and lighter jigs, and then lastly, use those dead sticks and set lines. And cannot express this enough, but if you guys try all 5 of those things, do them together, do them at different times, one of them definitely will help you catch more fish at some point this winter. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.